y'all. CB heading home. We're on the I-5 right here. So I cocked the camera a little bit toward that side. Kind of dashboard cam in here. We're heading home. Beautiful blue sky here in Los Angeles. We're actually in Los Angeles. We're on the Interstate 5. You see that pedestrian bridge coming up. We're getting to Colorado Street right now. We're heading home after all those days. From this point, it will be, let's see, when my mom used to be 154 miles from our mom's house. From this point, I'll bet you we're near 170, 100 something, about 170 miles. Let me see if I can do a tripometer here. Let me see if I can do a trip. Here it is, reset, clear. There we go. So we'll see from this point on as we get to Colorado. So last time my video cut out, in the background I can see the Los Angeles building, in my rear view I should say. But you get to see the, well, to would be the, what we call the Santa Monica Mountains. So here's a movie theater. Looks like Quixote. And they got some sound stages right there. You can't really see them. But you can see in the, you see studios. It says Studios Cinelease. So these are studios, like big old warehouses that have been redone. And I gotta get this guy to hurry up because I need to take I-5 Sacramento to head on home. And I gotta make sure I'm in that lane. 134 Ventura will take us to the 134 Ventura will take us to Ventura, Santa Barbara County. So here we go. I heard something from my buddy Field Guy 316. So you see I'm doing a live, but if I flip the screen, you see the channel 7 there, ABC. That's our local here in Los Angeles. You'll see it right there. I'm gonna move the camera a little bigger so you guys can get a little better view of the roadway. There you go. Doing about 60 right now. The reason I have it cocked to the corner, you know, angled, I should say. Let me make it smaller. That did not work. That's Burbank right there. So for some of you guys that have never seen Burbank, that's Burbank. That's the IKEA here. So they have the IKEA. That's like, I think there's an IKEA here, maybe an IKEA on the other side of the valley. We call this the San Fernando Valley. So that's where we actually are, in the San Fernando Valley. And yeah, this is Burbank. We're passing Burbank, California. Those two buildings over there to the right hand side, and you'll see the IKEA. Burbank city limits, looks like it has 105,000 people. And there's the IKEA store. I'm trying to make this a little bigger, just a little bit bigger, but then I get that car. I don't want the car. Well, that'll do. There you go. You see the buildings. I'm going to see straight ahead of me. You'll see the lanes, 3 lanes next to me. The plan was to see Gorman Post Road and all that, see the San Andreas fault line. You can see the mountains. These are all the Santa, I think they're Santa Monicas. The mountains that make up the San Fernando Valley. There's BJ's coming up. There you go. It's a little better. More roadway. And we're in Burbank. We're passing Burbank. They have this is where they used to have Lockheed Martin. Lockheed Mountain used to be on this side. So since the aerospace industry went downhill, they converted that into a Walmart and a bunch of shopping things. So that's what they have there. I need to make sure my camera stays put. So this is what the California highways look like. Very nice. I mean, you'll see the difference when I start getting into my neck of the woods. They're very different. Here's more. So this all used to be aerospace. You really can't see it because I'm trying to show you this side. So the other day when this cut out, you guys didn't get to see the other side because my phone died. But we're going to try to focus on the right-hand side of our trip today. By Hollywood Way, but this is a different Hollywood Way. This is Hollywood, like Hollywood Boulevard down in the Hollywood area. There's St. Leon's Armenian Cathedral, passing that here in Burbank. So there is a heavy population of Armenians here in the San Fernando Valley. It's like there is in Fresno, California. So I think there, you see real quick, that was the Armenian. Let me show it to you real quick. That's the Armenian Cathedral right there. So there you go. You have to see that sucker. That was St. Leon's, the Armenian Cathedral. Make sure you got a glimpse of that. Head north. Make sure you guys are able to see the roadway. So I got a makeshift dash cam here, total makeshift. So hope the road isn't too rough. It looks all right. We're talking some serious makeshift here, guys. And it's a Sunday afternoon. Just left the downtown Weston Bonaventure. I was there for a couple of days at my union meeting. I voted and I got the heck out of Dodge before we hit the road here. So about baseball, since this is CD baseball card collector, I'm hoping. I've made no bones about it. I'm hoping the Astros pull it off. The Astros are a good team. The Yankees, well, you know, obviously they're good enough to win their division and all that, but the Astros this is their 6th year in a row in the American League Championship. They've won every game in the playoffs this year, 6-0. 3 in the other one, 3 now. That was a 3 out of 5. This is 4 out of 7. And they got Dusty Baker. They've had Dusty for the last 3 or 4 years as manager. So when all those haters get out there and start talking trash about the Astros, you're talking about what, 5 guys that are left over. 5 freaking guys. It's not a freaking team. A bunch of the only starters are Bregman and I think Altuve. So that's not gonna do it, you know. That's just not gonna do it. It's a whole different team, and Dusty don't play that. Dusty does not play that. Dusty will, yeah. They're playing based on their talent, and they're playing because Dusty will. I remember when he used to manage the Giants, when he managed Barry Bonds and Jeff Kent. 2 superstars right there. Jeff Kent should be on the Hall of Fame, but I don't know what the deal is with his Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame potential. He's there, but he's not moving much on the list. But man, Dusty, he managed both those guys, and he'll eat a whole box of toothpicks if he has to drop a hammer on these dudes if they mess around. So we're reaching, I think, we call this Sun Valley, the Sun Valley portion of Los Angeles City. So Los Angeles is broken up into what we call communities. Like New York is 5 boroughs, right? New York is Brooklyn, Queens, Bronx, Long Island, I guess Manhattan, maybe that. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe those make up the 5 boroughs, right? Well, here in Los Angeles we have similar, but it's just a lot more, like 20 times more. Look at that freeway. So that is the connector coming overhead. Let me move over the lane. And so that's the connector, and it's merged, and we're still on I-5. So I'm gonna stay on this sucker for a long time. I-5. Stay on this baby for a while, guys. So going back to the Astros, yeah, no way, no how that Dusty is gonna let any shenanigans happen. So all those guys can go back. And I said 6 years. 6 years later, you guys are still on that. I'm still butthurt. I'm a Dodger fan. I don't care. What happened in 1980 when the Dodgers lost? Man, that 1-game playoff against the Astros. Yeah, I was ticked off. I was a little kid. Got over it. What happened in 82? What happened in 83 when the Dodgers won the division? Butthurt over that crap? That was freaking billions ago, man. So the Astros are going to do it. They're going to do it. And going to go into the World Series probably against the Phillies, man. The Phillies, man, that game last night, 4-4, and then all of a sudden all hell broke loose with the Phillies. That was pretty cool. So here we are. We're approaching, you'll see the highways here. So you have an option up ahead. Our option is this. We can either take the 5 or Paxton 5 North, or you can take the 118. 118 takes you to Ventura County. We're not going there. We're taking the 5 North. Interstate 5. Excuse me. I have like a sore throat. I think I picked up something, maybe a cold, or hopefully it wasn't COVID, but yeah. Well, here we are. This is the 5. I mean, we could stop off and visit my parents and see Richie Valens' grave, but I'll say that for another day. Right here, I can get off on San Fernando Mission, and there's Richie Valens' grave at the cemetery where my parents were buried. My parents are neighbors to Richie Valens, the guy who sang the Bamba in the 1950s, 59, 58, 59. I would have been getting off right there and making my way that way, but I did promise I would try to catch my son's. I would have been actually hanging left. I'm on the outskirts of the 5, not the 405. I did promise I'd catch my son's soccer game today. So we are making a good attempt at that, and we'll see how that goes. We're hustling. So here we are trucking along. We're not trucker in, but we're moving along the I-5. This is notice the side of the road here. You see mountains and things like that. So this pass was cut through the 5 here. I better hurry up. This guy's got a lane. Oh, shucks. There you go. There you go. You get a nice view of the. If you notice the mountains, you see like a little white thing on the right-hand side. It's like a canal or something. That's where the city of Los Angeles gets its water. Those are called the Cascades. It's all the water. That's actually the Los Angeles.
There's a 5-minute slowdown in 2 miles. You are still on the fastest route.
Los Angeles Aqueduct brings water all the way from Mammoth Valley out that way, Owens Valley, I guess, and the Owens River and the Owens area. LA owns all that, so they have the water right. So they import all that water on the, and you can see it right there in the screen. It's on the right hand side. We have a little bit of a slowdown here going. Wish I had a cough drop. We don't have a cough drop. And we have the proverbial slowdown, guys. Proverbial slowdown here in LA traffic. So this is what you get sometimes. And this is not even bad. Look at this guy just cutting me off. Yeah, that's the funny thing. You know, they think they're good drivers, but they're not. I'm not going to be aggressive about it either. But so you get this traffic in LA, and it's slow. It's a Sunday, and you'd hope it moves faster. And we're coming up here to another split. So the 210 goes out to Pasadena to the right-hand side. We're going to continue straight ahead. I-5. Move the camera up a little bit. Gonna see if we can catch more of the scenic side of the highway, because there's some good stuff coming up. We get to see rock formations and things like that. So there's the 210 Roxford exit, and we're heading north on the I-5 right there, I-5. So we're heading north. There must be a slowdown. Somebody must have crashed. I see cars getting off. Basically, they're just 4-bying it off the highway, like that truck just did. And if he knows a faster, he's going to take it, I guess. And we'll get to see what the heck the slowdown is. That's that'll be our thingamajig. Let's see if I can get it. Let's see if I can get a little bit of a drink here. Oh, I left all my drinks in the refrigerator. Oh well. I was in a freaking rush. First time at this conference. And I'll be back in January, but didn't really. I should have loaded everything, but next time I need to bring my own freaking bag so I get all my own shit together. Alright. So if you notice, it's kind of above this truck right here. Just above it, you see white on that highway, on that mountain. That is the aqueduct. Now it looks like there's no water running down right now. They may have put the pipe through a tube. There's like a white tube on the side of it. And if we look here, straight ahead, You can see it straight ahead, and that's called the Cascades. So the Cascades brings the water from the Owens River into Los Angeles, and that's what the people drink. And then there's obviously groundwater from the aquifers, and then I think on the other side of town they bring in water through those areas over there, because the city's very large. So you got the southern end and whatever, and on the southern east end they bring in water.
In 800 feet, keep left at the fork to continue on I-5 North.
Yeah. So that's what they have. Hopefully my volume's up. I just realized my volume was real low. So hopefully you've been able to hear me.
Keep left at the fork to continue on I-5 North.
She's interrupting me. Anyways, we're gonna stay on I-5.
Continue on I-5 North for 1.5 miles.
Because she's thought I turned her off because I don't need the darn map. So I don't know what the heck happened there. What the deal is. There's the water, but there's none coming down. They call that the Cascades. Right there. They call that the Cascades, and that's where the water comes in from the Owens River. And you can see our mountains are very dry, very hard. We call it hard chaparral. And there's coastal chaparral. Even though you're next to the ocean and you think you may get more moisture, not so. So we have this is called hard chaparral. So the cowboys would do in the Spanish days, in the Mexican era time, they would this is what the American cowboys later started using. They started using what we call chaps and chaparral. The word chaps, chaparral. So the chaparral would scrape up their legs on the saddle. So they started wearing those big leather, they call them chaps. And that's how the cowboys and the Mexican vaqueros, the Spanish vaqueros, got through these areas before they cut roads and paths and whatever. But that's how the word, that's chaparral. Just notice how dry it is, and this is October, we're almost into November. Shoot, we're only a week from tomorrow. 1 week from tomorrow is the last day of October. So there it is, Sacramento I-5. So I gotta sit here and kind of wait for traffic to kind of clear up. So let me go let me go wide angle so you can see everything. Yeah, this camera's got all kinds of lenses, so there you go. We still have a very long way, guys. We are just leaving basically we're at the edge of the city limits of the city of Los Angeles right now. So if you've been watching this video, excuse me, for the last 20 minutes, then note that we've been 24 minutes is when we left over there, and we're still in the city. And when I got on the highway, when I used the camera, I was on Colorado Street, just near the Griffith Park area, near Glendale. So we're still going. We're at the extreme edge. We're on the precipice. We're on the edge. The city limits still coming up. So we're still headed that way, I should say.
In 600 feet, keep left to stay on I-5 North.
I really got to turn that off.
Keep left to stay on I-5 North.
But I can't do anything about that. Sorry about that. I turned off the thing and I might have lost you guys for a moment. Hopefully, as Johnny calls it, it's the wheel of death. Hopefully that's what you got for a few moments, and that. But at least I got rid of my computer girl there, because I don't need directions from here. It's just wiggling around downtown gets to be a real pain in the neck because you don't really know your way around. It's like it's totally a different deal. It's a different thingamajig, you know. So here you get to see now these overpasses, we call these connectors, and the ones over here that you saw a moment ago. All of these collapsed in the 1994 Northridge earthquake, we call it. Even though the epicenter was in Reseda, we call it the Northridge earthquake because that's where most of the damage happened. I think the police officer, one of these had fallen down, and the LAPD cop, I don't know, he got up to go help, started shifter, and him and his bike just flew right off of one. It was total darkness, so he died. But here we're going to merge. We're calling into what we call the excuse me, the Santa Clarita Valley. And this is where you get Newhall, Saugus, things like that. Yeah. This is what we get. So this, you see the terrain landscape. It's hard chaparral, so it's hard. You see some oak trees, and if you see greenery, it's probably oak trees. If they're naturally growing on the side of the mountains or side of the hills, more like mountains, those are oak trees, because we have an oak woodland here. So we got squirrels and acorns and things like that. The Native Americans during their time, before the Spanish, before the Mexicans, before the Americans came over, they would collect acorns, bleach them, wash them, and then once they were cured, make acorn bread. I don't know if I think it might have been one time I ate acorn bread. But that's what they would do. And they would pick up bridges being built above me or behind me, being repaired. So you see a lot of construction here, and that's, we call this, as you're coming down the hill here, the Santa Clarita Valley. So we call this, that was the Newhall Pass. We just went over, came over the famous Newhall Pass. And that was the Newhall Pass, and now we're going downhill, and we'll hit Magic Mountain in a little bit here on the way down. So on this downhill, you're going to catch speed. I do have air. Good. Get a little toasty in here. So as you see there, we can see all the mountain ranges all the way. That goes all the way to where I got to go. Everything you see across, I got to cross all that. So it's a nice little commute, let's just call it. It's already 1:12 on my end in the afternoon. So let me hold this sucker down. Now we're officially what you would call the Santa Clarita Valley, and that's made up of 4 areas: Newhall, Saugus, Canyon Country, and Valencia. Now when I was a kid, they pronounced it funny. These fools would say Valencia. but it's Valencia. There's no Italians here, man. It's Valencia, Spanish. Master's College, so those of you, it's on the other side. It's a small little Christian college here in this part of the woods. There's another one down at the southern end of the city, or actually LA County. We're still in LA County, by the way. Cowgrove here, we got Pico Canyon Lions. Call this Hamburger Hill because I can see, let's see, a Burger King, Wendy's, an In-N-Out, McDonald's, Denny's, Taco Bell. There's a Carl's Jr. over there. I know there's a Jack in the Box. There's Carl's Jr. Pollo Loco, IHOP. So basically it's a big old stop and get some grub area. So this area is a suburb of Los Angeles. It's not part of Los Angeles, it's its own city. But people live and probably work down south or work in this area or work in other parts of the LA County. And they choose to live here in Santa Clarita, which is, in all honesty, let's put our cards on the table. This was part of the in the 80s, the white flight, when people, Anglo folks started moving out of the inner city, out of LA, and they started building up the suburbs, the areas outside the city limits. So this is one of those white flight areas, and now it's all Hispanic, man. It's all Hispanic. It's California. It's just California. This is the way it is. So there's Valencia Boulevard. That's how most people pronounce it. I'm pretty sure 95%. If you're a leftover old timer from back in the day when I was a little kid, then you're probably still saying Valencia, but I don't know why you would say it that way unless you want to sound stupid. Because and there's Magic Mountain. You saw the roadway sign there, Magic Mountain Parkway. So Magic Mountain is coming up. That's the big theme park here in northern Los Angeles County. Another side note to this, these hills, which you can see to my right, see all the oak trees there. This is where they filmed the Lone Ranger TV show from the 50s, maybe into the early 60s, but more like the 50s. And they filmed the episodes here are Lone Ranger and Silver and Tonto and Spirit, or Scout. Riding horseback through these hills. So back in the 50s, there was nothing really up here, so it was all open space, all pretty rustic or natural, not developed, no developments like now. Now it's all pretty highly urbanized, highly developed, with some open space still left here and there. And you can film your episode of The Lone Ranger out here, or other TV shows. There's Magic Mountain to my left, you really can't see it. But that's Magic Mountain, right past Magic Mountain right there. I would show it to you, but it's as I'm driving and I'd have to rip it off my dash, flip it that way. I just got it to stick, But you know what? When I come back up here with my students in June or so, I will make sure that I videotape a ton of Magic Mountain. So I'll save that treat for June when we do our 8th grade trip. So coming up ahead here is some construction, but if you quickly look to the right, you will see the way station, and this is called the Castaic Way Station. So when I was a Highway Patrol Explorer, I got to crawl around those cars or underneath those trucks in a little creepy crawler, and with commercial inspector. They wore blue uni. They weren't officers, they were commercial inspectors, but they also had Highway Patrol officers that were also commercial inspectors as well. So they did both jobs, and they were the ones that would sign the citations. Remember, one guy walked in with like a 4-page citation. I don't know if he pissed off a highway patrolman, but that boy had a 4-page ticket with all kinds of violations on it. So I don't know how he made it out here to Newhall and to Castaic, because we're leaving Newhall, or what we call Santa Clarita. And yeah, I don't know how he got that ticket, man. He got a ticket and it was craziness. So this is CB Baseball Card Collector coming at you guys. We are heading north, heading home after a long day. And I finished voting and I said, I'm out of there. And I told my buddy about the thing, and I said, did you vote? So I didn't get the link. I'm like, oh, why did you not get the link? Maybe they were basing it on attendance from today. But... So if you notice right away over here is the prisons. So let me show you real quick. These are the prisons in LA. So if you get convicted of a crime, you end up in one of those prisons. We call this Wayside on a Rancho. So yeah, there you go. You end up there. I remember one time when I was an explorer, we drove in there with in a patrol car in full uniform, and we had a highway patrol car, and then they just stared at us because they don't ever see highway patrolmen. And my buddy, the officer I was with, goes, oh, I met this guy, sergeant. He said, swung on by. So we swung on by, said hello. I got to tour a little bit of the jail, sat in a solitary cell, and I was like, wow, okay. And then they were playing pool there, the sheriff deputies. And then you're looking at the line of visitors. It was like a Sunday. It must have been a Sunday or Saturday. It must have been a Saturday because I didn't work on Saturday, so it must have been a Saturday where I got to go. And man, you used to see in the line, the people, the visitors coming to see, their person in jail. These girls were, wow. Even the cop goes, man, those friggin' inmates, criminals have some pretty girlfriends, because they're all dressed up to see their man in jail. But yeah, he was right. I was like, whoa, they were really pretty gals. But a whole line of them, and a long line. That struck me. I remember that, and I remember the officer making a comment as well about the people waiting to get in on visiting hours. And I know because they all stared at us as we were pulling in we had a high patrol Mustang. We had a Mustang GT, California Highway Patrol. So we rolled in and they stared at us, and we got out. We didn't pass through any type security because obviously we're official. And got to shoot the breeze for a moment, and then so this is Castaic. I've probably been talking, but since we got to the prison, and this is it, we're now getting toward the end of Castaic, because down there is the McDonald's. When you hop on the highway here, there's a Dollar Tree. Just so they opened it one time, they closed, they opened it. So now as we head north, and we've only done about 35 miles since downtown, but we've been filming for about 39 minutes. But there was a section I didn't film because I hadn't turned on the camera yet. Alrighty. So as we head north, we're leaving, and you can see the people starting to climb the mountain up there. So I'm gonna have to turn off the AC, not my air, but the AC, as we head on north. As soon as I start to climb the mountain, I'll turn off the AC. Man, I hope I did not catch something. Hey, how are you guys? Thank you for joining us. We're just taking a trip up north, going back home to Los Angeles. From Los Angeles back into the Central Valley. So I'm now climbing what was the beginning of the Grapevine. This is the hill. Behind me is Los Angeles. And there is a slight slowdown here because there was a fire a couple of years ago. Not years ago. About a month or two, there was a fire. Fire has melted the freeway. And so the traffic's kind of been slowing for like a little bit of about a half mile. There's like a slowdown here because not all 4 lanes are open. Unless somebody has decided to flip themselves over or something. And we'll see. So you can see there's some construction. So yeah, it's like they're collapsing that lane, and that's what causes a slowdown. You can see there is construction. Oh my! I thought it was I'm only at 25 minutes. Huh? Thought I was reading something out. My eyes are deceiving me. Yeah, because it wouldn't have been that long. And that's the time after the reconnection. I can tell you, I got a little scratchy throat here. Something I picked up and woke up with this morning. So as you see, we've now collapsed into 3 lanes, so that the guys to my right are the ones choking us out. They're merging up. You can see that guy right there. I don't know why us to the left, let me move over to the left, why we're so slow unless we're losing a lane. But now you can see they've made solid lanes. So they locked you out. It looks like they took another lane. And I think this used to be part, yeah, what they did is they paved over a little bit of emergency lane. And they haven't fixed this. And those lanes over there are the ones that burned, the ones to my right. There's the brush fire or whatever did some damage, and they shut it down for a while. I heard for a week. Usually what they'll do is they'll shut it down, but then they'll escort you down the hill out of control. But you're gonna get escorted in droves, like in batches of cars. You get pulled down the hill. And here comes the end of that drama. I think we're good here. So there we go. So now you're noticing here there is no other lane here. If you notice in the video, you'll see the traffic to the right. Those are the lanes. Those are the other lanes. Let me move up here fast enough. Where my car's struggling up the hill here. Hey guys, we're heading north, heading home. And you'll see these canyons, these ridges, this area, and you'll see in the video a lot of landscape. That road does lead up to a path that cuts over, and they call that CHP Road. And then the other side of the freeway is going southbound on that side. And we're here going northbound. So you can see the landscape right there. Interesting landscape here. It's pretty dry. It's hard. We call that hard chaparral. Chaparral. Little engine doesn't want to come up the hill. We'll just take this. We'll just take it at 60, I guess. We're at 1 mile away from Templin Highway. Pyramid Lake's coming up. I don't know if you guys, that's 14 miles. I don't know if I want to give you a tour. It depends on the time. If we're doing great on time, because my son is still an hour and 15 minutes away from his soccer game. From being there, he has to be there at 2:45. Then we might be able to give you a tour of Pyramid Lake. Look at those mountains. Oh, this is what you see. That's an iconic picture you're seeing right there. This is the 5, and this is what we call the Grapevine. As you're going up this baby, you're going north. You got to get through this to get to the rest of the state. Here on the I-5. You want to leave LA County, and this is the way you do it. I mean, you can do it the other way along the coast, I guess. But we're not on the coast. We're in the interior of the state, right in the smack dab in the middle. I-5, Interstate 5 going north. Our chaparral, that terrain, all the mountains. So I'm commenting because I'm paying more attention than I normally would. And there's, I think around here to my right is a little trailer park. They have these scattered little, they have a lot of solar panels over there too. Got these scattered little settlements, I guess you want to call them that. Or population centers, maybe that's a proper word for it. But they're all over the place, scattered about. Yeah, climbing up this hill is not very friendly to my car here, I can tell. I'm gonna burn a lot of gas. Because I'm trying to see if I can make it to my son's soccer game. Man, that guy's smoking a little bit. Now, my car only has 60,000 miles, so it's fairly new. I'm not gonna say it's new. Now you can tell when we start getting to the flat parts of this area. Yeah, a lot of chaparral here. Thanks for the like. Thanks for the like. Who's ever out there lurking? Thank you. Man, they left their car there. They left it there on a trailer. So we're here watching this terrain. Kind of an easy ride. Now, for those of you watching, or those of you who'll catch on the replay, they next Saturday, it's going to be my giveaway. So I don't know if I'm gonna, maybe I'll break open a couple boxes or what have you. I think I said I was gonna do it about 3 p.m. Cali time. I will double check and confirm that with my wife's calendar. Let me show you. Well, you can see the mountain ranges right there. I wanted to show you what I see to my left. If you guys look what you see to the right. Look at the terrain. That's just. I'm gonna leave it like that for a while. You're just gonna see all that Cali terrain. So we got our deserts, we got our mountains, we got our forests, we got our everything here. We got our ocean, we got our rainforest, the redwoods. Those require a lot of water, and the tallest trees in the world. We got our oldest trees in the world, and the second biggest trees, or actually the largest and the oldest trees are the sequoias.